Hello. Hello, everyone. So I do realize that this particular stream is going to be a little louder. I'm experimenting with raising the levels of my microphones a bit because compared to a lot of other YouTube videos and YouTube streams, my streams are on the quiet side, and I've had quite a few complaints about that. So I'm experimenting right now. The problem is that the discrepancy between the flute playing and my voice is insane. So when a flute is playing, you have to lower the levels like crazy. So I'm experimenting a little bit to see how things go. So apologies if it is a little bit surprising that I'm a lot louder this time, maybe. But hello, everyone. Looks like there's just a few of us in here for now, which is totally fine. This stream is going to be about 2 hours long, maybe 2.5-ish. I don't know. It depends on, what we end up doing today. So the reason why these streams are so long is so that I can catch as many people as possible. But yeah, hi everyone. I'm going to do a lightning round hello to all the people in the chat. Hello, Jaden. Hello, Flute Addict. Hey, Michael. Hey, Lewis. Aquilus. Hello, hello. Hello from Brazil. My goodness. Crazy. I hope you guys like the slightly new setup here. I do have my camera off to the side a little bit. I feel that it's just that the background doesn't look as flat. I know that a lot of you guys don't care about this type of thing, but I've been looking at my streams and looking at how I can improve them. And one of the biggest things is that, at least that I'm finding, is that my background looks really flat. And there's not a lot of dimension to visually what is going on. So I learned that it's a lot more pleasing to the eye if you can see the corner of the room. So I'm trying out putting my camera on this side. Eventually, I would love to put something in the corner, to designate that it is a corner, but we're just trying it out for now to see what happens. Lewis, you're saxophonist flutist on Twitch. Fantastic. Yeah. Oh, Michael, I'm glad that you're doing a lot better. Good. We should probably, first off, let's thank today's sponsor. So today's sponsor is same as last week, Ale Batici, the owner of Woodify and the author of Hyperflute, which is why we have Hyperflute in the corner of our stream here, is sponsoring this, or a portion of today's stream as well. So I wanted to wait until a few more people are in with us today before I do my little 15-minute segment. Let's actually see what's on for today's schedule. So I like to kind of go into this stuff blind because I feel that you guys get a more genuine reaction out of me to these types of things. And I feel like, if I'm going to help promote a book like this on, extended technique and stuff like that, I think it'd be really fun for you guys to see me actually working out of it for, 15 minutes per stream. So today we're doing all trills. We're doing trills for 15 minutes. Ooh, fun. Extended technique trills. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. Yes. Hey, Flute Addict, you're doing really well. Good job. Are you practicing a lot? This is a maple ginger tea, and it is fantastic. Oh, I love that you guys are chatting with each other in the chat. That makes me really happy. I know that a lot of times people just try to get my attention in the chat. And I do talk to you guys as I'm doing right now. However, it makes me really happy when I see you guys just chatting with each other. I think it's fantastic. Because I don't know, I just feel like it builds a really nice community and it's just a fun time, you know. Every day, great. How, I mean, you know, this is the age-old question. How long do you practice a day? I'm really curious. I used to practice, admittedly, a lot more than I practice now. It's just fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you see it. With, you know, doing a full-time job as a musician, ironically, a lot of times you actually don't have as much time to practice. I would say that most professional musicians will tell you this, probably with the exception of a lot of orchestral musicians. Orchestral musicians essentially practice all the time, or at least that is my impression. But when you are, you know, when you're doing the type of thing that I do for a living, basically, a lot of times that is not the case. So, I mean, the fact that I can even devote, you know, 4 live streams per week to practicing is actually kind of a miracle. Melanie, hello, you're back. Oh, how are you, Melanie? 1 to 3 hours. That's really good. Yeah, you can get a lot of good work done in 1 to 3 hours. Yeah. So from what I have experienced, it takes me at least me, takes me 56 to 60 hours to master a new major skill. So for example, like an embouchure change or something like that. That takes me about 56 to 60 hours to master. So it doesn't really matter how I spread it out. Like, you know, I could do 1 to 3 hours a day, or I could just do 4 hours a week, you know, that type of thing. And it still just takes me 56 to 60 hours. So, you know, if you're doing 1 to 3 hours, so we're looking at an average of 2 hours a day. And if you're looking at, you know, if you're like me and you take about 56 to 60 hours to master a new skill, like a major new skill on the flute. So we're looking at 60 divided by 2 is 30 days. So you can basically master a new skill in a month. That's fantastic. That's really fast. So good on you, man. Good on you. Yeah. Oh, Melanie, you're alive, but not in the best place mentally. You know what? Like, I'm actually in the same place as you too. I'm sure you guys have noticed, but I'm not actually that present on social media. Like, I know that's ironic considering that I'm a content creator, but I just personally can't really do it, you know? Like, I can't really do the you know, post everything about my life online, nor can I really do the look at everything that everyone else is doing in their lives online. Like, I can't really do it. It makes me really down on myself, and always makes me feel like I'm not doing enough. So yeah, ironically, even though you know, I do content creation for a living, you know, like I share the same sentiment, Melanie. Like, I also am not very present on social media. Sure, I'm sure that some people would say that that is a detriment to my career, especially considering what I do. But I feel like in terms of sustainability, like if I were to keep doing this, like if I were to keep doing streams, and if I were to keep, you know, like, you know, making content, I have to, you know, take care of my mental health, and I cannot actually be on social media all the time. Yeah. You're going to go read outside. Oh, that's fantastic. That is so healing to the soul. I'm so glad you're going outside. You know, as they say in the gaming world, to go touch grass. I really need to go touch grass. But yeah, it's kind of sad where we are right now because it's beautiful outside right now, but it's because it's basically constantly golden hour. There's been a lot of forest fires around where I am, and so the air quality outside is horrid. So we've been staying inside the whole time. Yeah, it was, it was insane. So like, I'm so glad you can go outside because that is really healing to the soul. I'm really glad you're having a self-care day. I was actually like, talking to a lot of people about a lot of people as in my Twitch chat about what I've been doing. So I don't know how many of you guys know, but the reason why I was away for the last year, I know that for those of you who are regulars, this is I'm going to sound like I'm on like constant broken record. But my husband has been going through something called topical steroid withdrawal. And it's really gnarly and horrible. And, has taken up a lot of our lives to just kind of deal with. So I'm not going to go into the crazy symptoms right now. But if you do want to learn more, ITSAN.org is the place to learn about it. ITSAN.org. And it's the International Topical Steroid Awareness Network. I believe that is the full name of that. And but yeah, that'll give you, if you read through the symptoms there, that'll give you an idea of how much of a nightmare the last year was. And I've been just in that time caring for John. John is my husband. And yeah, I've been caring for him. And so there wasn't a lot of time to myself. And it took me a year to figure out how to care for myself in the midst of all this madness. And it took me like until last month, because I hit a really, really low at the beginning of September when I didn't have any time to myself. And I realized the reason why I didn't have any time to myself was because I was taking a week off of working out. As it turns out, it's not so much the working out that makes me feel better, even though it does, because it gives you an endorphin rush and all that stuff. And, you're taking care of your body too, which then takes care of your mental health. But I realized that I essentially had, by working out in the morning, I had 2 hours of quiet time to myself every morning, at least every weekday morning. So, because of that, I end up with 10 to 12 hours of alone time a week now, which is a huge upgrade from before, which was 0. And having that much time to yourself, to really take care of yourself is so important. Like having that 10 to 12 hours a week just to myself has, 1, made me a lot happier. 2, I'm a lot more focused when I work. 3, I'm a lot more excited about what I want to work on that week. And 4, I'm just a lot more productive. So it's ironic to spend more time on yourself and then end up being able to do more things as a result. Like most people would think that if you spend extra time on yourself, you're eating into time that you could be using to be productive. But that's not how it works. If you have to, you have to fill your own cup to be able to pour out of it, So I've been pouring from an empty cup for the last year. I guess better late than never, when you're plunged into this type of thing, it takes you by surprise and you don't even realize how much it's taken up so much of your life. But yeah, that's why I can come back and stream with you guys, is because I'm actually taking care of myself now, you know. Good. Fill up on the hydration. Cheers. Willie, thank you so much. Yeah. I would say we're okay now. Like, John probably still has another year to what we call a full recovery, but we don't even really know if the full recovery will be actually completely full recovery for a really long time. We don't know, because cases like this are actually not that well documented. There are a lot of anecdotes out there, but it's not super well documented compared to other skin conditions. So we don't actually know what the long-term effects are. To make the story quite short, it's not just the past year that he's had topical steroid withdrawal. We actually wonder if he's had it his entire life, but he gets it way worse right after coming off of steroid, like topical steroid use. So, yeah, we don't know. So, but according to how he has recovered in the past, he's recovered twice from flares this bad. It has taken at least 2 years, both of those other times. So we know that we have at least one more year before we can get back to, you know, what we know to be our normal life. So things aren't completely normal right now, but they're better. They're much better. Like, we can function. He can work. Some people were concerned that he wasn't able to work, and I'm just going to put that out there. Yeah, he couldn't work for a lot of last year. His company does offer short-term disability, so leave. So he was actually able to take a short-term disability leave, because we did actually get it properly diagnosed, and we could get a doctor to sign off on it. But even that was actually really lucky. So, yeah. Bree, thank you for saying that. I was doing some research online as to why my setup looked like I had all the right equipment for my setup, but it still didn't look quite as professional as other live stream setups were. And then I read online I watched a video online about like how to set up a YouTube video for it to look really professional. And they were saying to like actually film with a corner of the room in the shot, because what this does is it creates more dimension for the viewer. And I was like, ew, well, why don't I try it? So I did have to get a camera mount in order to be able to do this. I actually got the mount a while ago. I think I got it probably back in August, but John came down with a really bad flare at that time, and I just had no energy to try and set it up. But I set it up now, and I think it looks really good too. I think it looks really good. I think what I would like to improve next is the lighting. I just feel like this lighting is a little on the harsh side. Like, I would like something that looks a little softer. I do have box lights, but they're very bulky. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But, we just improve one thing at a time, right? Like, whatever, it's fine. Yeah. Oh, I feel you, Melanie. I do feel you. I think a lot of us feel you too, including whoever is lurking in here. So, but anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I know that wasn't the most exciting, introduction to a live stream, but, I guess it's on our minds, right? So we might as well talk about it. And I'm not about to hide why I've been so absent for the last year. Quite a few people have mentioned that in comments and, on my social media. And on my, in the YouTube comments and stuff like that, they have mentioned that like things like, oh, hey, we're so glad you're back. Or like, someone had a really great way of putting it on Facebook saying that something about like my lack of presence was quite conspicuous, I believe was the wording that they used. And I was like, wow, what a way with words. But yeah, I mean, I know that I essentially disappeared, just, disappeared off the face of the planet with no explanation of what was going on. But I hope you guys understand that the reason why there was no explanation was because I also didn't know what was going on. So I didn't really have a good update for you guys until early this year. Early this year was when I came out with that TSW video. And yeah, it's that was a hard video to make. That was a really hard video to make, but I felt like I owed you guys an explanation, so man. All right. I think what we're going to do now is take a look at Hyperflute for 15 minutes. So what do you guys think? Again, for those of you who are joining, right now, this next 15 minutes is sponsored by Hyperflute, specifically by the author, Alessandro Battici, who also coincidentally is the maker of Woodify finger rests. So this is going to be really fun. We're going to do some like extended flute technique stuff, and today's focus will be on trills. Now, I personally haven't looked at this chapter yet. I think we like saw a bit of it last week, but I wanted to have like a real reaction, live reaction to it in front of you guys. So let's give it a look now. I just have to pop in my headphones because we get to listen to Alessandro actually like demonstrating this stuff. This is what's really cool about this PDF. So let me just switch us. There it is. Okay, so Alfredo, hello. How are you? Are you the Alfredo I'm thinking of? I know another Alfredo. Anyway, how are you? Okay. So I'm getting like warm enough that I'm actually fogging up the bottom half of my glasses, but I cannot not wear my glasses to read this. So, okay. Let's see what's going on here. Right. Guys, I do have a discount code. It is in the show more info section underneath this live stream. So please go open that up and check it out. In fact, I can just copy and paste it out for you guys into the chat, because I know that it's just easier for you guys to click on it there. But I do have an affiliate link to purchase Hyperflute, and you can use the code HYPERJAF, HYPERJAF, as a discount code for 15% discount while these live streams are running. So we're doing 8 live streams in total to go through his book. And while these live streams are going, between now and I think like the end of November, I believe it is, you can get a 15% discount. After that, it'll be a 5% discount. So you'll still get a little discount using my code, forevermore. But okay, let me grab this and put it in the chat for you guys. Oh no. It's too long. There. I shortened it. Okay. So you can go click on that in the chat if you want to. I'm certain that that's going to be easier for a lot of you guys. But yeah, here we go. Let's take a look. So today we are looking at Trills. All right. The nice thing about this, by the way, I am just looking at this in Adobe Acrobat Reader. So you don't need like a fancy, like other type of PDF reader to read this and to open this, that is, and also to listen to his examples. You can just play them right out of Adobe Acrobat. So we're going to look here. Trills. Okay. So let's see what we have going on here. There we go. Okay. So trills are a very old technique on the flute. Yep. Widely employed already in the Baroque era. Yes. So there are interesting additions to this technique in contemporary literature. Okay. So I have a really good story about the bisbigliando. I had never heard of bisbigliando until this past May. And that was actually before I got in contact with Ale here, the author of Hyperflute. And sometimes Tomash is in the chat. Tomash is a regular on my YouTube and Twitch chats. And he is a composer. And he hired me to play his piece back in May and make a little recording right here in this home studio. And one of the extended techniques that was featured in his piece was a bisbigliando. And the way that it was described to me was that it's essentially a trill between the harmonic version of a note and the regularly like fingered version of that note. And what this creates is exactly what Ale is describing here, a microtonal trill. So harmonics of a note and the normally fingered version of that note, they're never perfectly in tune with each other, which means that, you know, they're like a little sharper or a little flatter or something like that. So if you were to trill between them, you're essentially trilling between like the regular pitch and like another pitch that is like slightly sharper, slightly flatter. And it sounds really cool as a result. Like it kind of sounds like a keyed vibrato, I guess is how you would say it. Like it's very creepy sounding, and it's fantastic. I love making creepy sounds on the flute. We are in October, so this is actually a great time to be talking about creepy sounds. Happy early Halloween to everyone. But yeah, so let's see. Let's see what LA says here. In fact, it is the modern version of flattement, which in Baroque music was used as an intense vibrato. There we go. See, yeah, it really does sound like a keyed version of a vibrato, like a fingered version of a vibrato. So I'll show you guys one that I know right off the top of my head. Okay. All right, so hopefully this is not too loud when I do this. So I will be looking back at the footage from today and seeing how it looks. But you can have, for example, a high F, you can finger it the normal way, which is first finger, third finger, thumb, and then on the left hand, and then right hand, first finger and pinky, right? So you get pretty normal, right? But you can also overblow a B flat. So I'm going to use thumb B flat just because that's easy for me to figure out what's going on here. So thumb B flat, left hand first finger, right hand pinky. And if you overblow it, you can get the same pitch, but slightly out of tune. And then if I go back to F. Do you hear how the regular F is like sharper, right? So if you go between the two, you get this very like creepy sounding trill vibrato combo. So you get. creepy is that? In fact, you probably actually have heard this type of creepy sound before in like creepy music and like creepy movies. Creepy movies will tend to use this kind of sound, especially with some sort of like crescendo, decrescendo type of thing, which you can actually see written here. Like, look at that right here. You see all these like decrescendos and stuff like that? This is very common to be used with this type of like really creepy sounding trill, microtonal trill. And yeah, so he does mention that it's usually notated using a normal trill sign or a wave above the notes and a fingering or verbal specification. Yes, that is very true. A lot of times it's because the composer is looking for a very specific fingering combo, which will yield exactly the sound that they're going for. So last time we talked about like fingering notations and stuff like that. So if you guys missed that, go back to last week's video. I did timestamp exactly when we were talking about Hyperflute, so you guys can really easily go and find that. But yeah, a lot of times it's just straight up notated for you because the composer a lot of times would have worked out what those fingerings are. And this was the case with Tomasz back when I worked on his piece in May of this year. So really fun stuff. Okay, let's see. So in the case of microtonal trills, like for example, a quarter tone trill, when the accidentals, I guess, are notated in brackets, usually there is no need to specify the fingering. Yeah, that's true. Because if you're already like, using known quarter tone fingerings and stuff like that, there's no reason to put in the trills. Sometimes you also have to kind of like figure out what would work on your flute. Because for example, I have an open hole flute, so you can do a lot more like weird microtonal stuff by like not covering the holes and stuff like that. But sometimes you might be in a situation like I was where I had to actually use my Dijau beginner model flute to perform Tomasz's piece. And that is a closed hole flute. And so I had to get kind of creative with some fingerings, look up a lot of fingerings and stuff like that, see what works. And it worked just fine anyway. Part of the reason why I had to use that beginner flute though, and we will get to it in a future stream, but I had to do really weird things like straight up like cover the lip hole with my whole mouth, and when you do that, you get a lot more into the flute. And it's not that great for the health of the flute. So, all these things that we're talking about in here, I like the way that Ale describes it because it does allow for a lot of like, experiments and figuring things out with with the composer and stuff like that. So I love this type of stuff. Okay, let's see. So bisbigli, though, often realized with harmonic fingerings, which is exactly what we were talking about. Yep. Can be notated in this way. Oh, interesting. I actually haven't seen it notated this way, but I learned something new. Very cool. Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, this is actually very typical harmonic notation. The diamond note on the bottom is the note that you're fingering. So that's the note that you're overblowing. And then the regular note on top is the pitch that is sounding. So this does totally make sense. Essentially, you are going between these two fingerings, but you're overblowing both of them so that they both yield a high G. So we could try this right now and see what happens. Ooh, we're gonna have to overblow that G like crazy. So we're getting... Okay, so I'm overblowing a low G right now. Ooh, that takes a lot of control. Oh, very cool. That's so cool. I want to hear Ale do it. Let's hear Ale do it. All right. Oh, I need to say, trust this document always. Sometimes you guys might need to do that. Isn't that so creepy? Oh, you notice he's doing it at different speeds too, right? Oh, I love it. It is so creepy. Is this creeping you guys out too? Hi, Amir. It's disconcerting time. Indeed, Michael, indeed. How are you, Amir? Yeah, right? Horror movie type stuff. Yeah. Pick player, hello, welcome. How are you? Oh, it's so creepy. I freaking love this. Okay, let's see what this is, though. Double trills and pitch cloud. Ooh, I have not actually heard of this. So trills between more than two notes are referred to as double or triple trills. Oh, between more than two. Are these basically like multiphonic trills? Or more generally known as pitch clouds. Oh, interesting. So these are like cluster chords, but like on the flute. Oh, okay. The main note is usually called the root of the trill. Sound can vary depending on the resonance, intonation, and color of the alternating notes. Okay, so it's important to try to avoid recurrent patterns, which might result in a rhythmical accent. Oh, are these like the random notes? Oh, I think I have done stuff like this. No, so it's not multiphonics. It's a series, like you're going back and forth amongst more than two notes. I get it, but it has to be random. He's so right. It's really easy to fall into just like a pattern that you're just repeating over and over, because I think our human brains just like that. We like having some sort of pattern and rhythm to hold on to, but you have to avoid that when you're doing these types of trills and make it super random. And that's actually part of what makes it creepy, is that it's unpredictable. Yay. Okay. Let's see. Play all notes equally in favor of an overall sound and the perception of the technique as such. Okay. All right. Yeah. So many different ways to notate such trills. Yes, that's true. In fact, you guys will notice that basically most of extended technique can be notated in a multitude of different ways. And this is normal. It is not standardized. So, and that's because, it's an art form. So it's not surprising that a composer will want to do something close to like a certain extended technique, but then they might put their own tweak on it, to get a certain sound out. So it's pretty fun. Let's see. So often the single notes are specified in brackets after the root note. Sometimes a double trill line. I didn't even notice the double trill lines. You guys see that? Here, let me blow it up real big for the mobile users. Because I know some of you guys watch this on your phones. Look at that. Double trill lines. That's so cool. Let's see. Sometimes pitch clouds can be generated around multiphonic. Wait, I was right. That's so cool. Or in conjunction with harmonics. In this case, notation can differ quite a lot and may be integrated by verbal explanation. Yes, that happens a lot. Yes. So a lot of times there are written instructions, and sometimes it is just little like general wiggles like this. I would say this is actually more common to have the like general wiggle of like generally go in this direction, then generally go in that direction. That's I would say this second notation, I think, at least in my experience, is a little bit more common, I would say. Oh, that's so interesting. Let's give it a try. So we're looking at, so if we did this one up here. Oh wait, that goes into like quarter sharp. My goodness. I wonder if he would do something like that. But probably with like the pinky keys. Something like that. Although I think it would be easier to do with the ones, like if we did that, probably the B flat one. Let's go back to the notation. Oh, multiphonics. Oh my goodness. Quarter tone. Let's look for oh, very cool. Okay. So if we were to do like a double trill between, let's say like, oh, sorry, like these notes right here, do you notice that I'm already going to a bit of a pattern just by going between those three? Like, it's actually really hard to not create a pattern. So when you're practicing this type of stuff, you really have to practice not doing it as a pattern. One way to do it actually is to, let me go back to double trills and pitch cloud. One way to do it is actually to like write it out. Write out. Let's see. What is going on here? Oh. Let me just make it a little bigger for you guys. There you go. One way is to actually write it out yourself. And then like write out something random and then practice that. And the reason why I say this is because I was told to do one part of that piece that I was doing for Tamaj completely improvised. But what I did was, in order to have some semblance of form of like musicality, I wrote it out. I wrote out what I was doing. And so it wasn't performed the same time every time, but I wrote out what I was doing so that I would at least have some direction. So that's one way to make this actually random, is to actually write out random, like make it sound random, work it out yourself, and then practice it that way. Anyway, we got to move on. I'm already going over time. So A-B trills or re-re sharp trills. Okay. Oh, Italian composer Salvatore Schiarino. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. My Italian is really bad. Who researched deeply on the tonal possibilities of the flute, established this beautiful technique. Ooh. See, is realized by rapidly alternating the two trill keys with usually the second, third finger on the right hand while fingering the root note with the left hand. Oh, okay. Make sure you don't press the trill keys completely, but that you somehow fluctuate with the fingers above the keys. Oh, it's like a really light kind of fluttery thing where you're not opening it all the way. That way you'll keep the root note audible while you color it with the trill. to make it a very fast trill, it might be easier to keep the hand suspended over the flute instead of holding the thumb and the pinky in place. Yeah. Because otherwise you'll actually open the entire hole. Okay, so this type of trill is usually notated using the trill line, often with the verbal indication of A, B trill, or Re sharp trill. Okay, be careful that such trills can be performed only in the range of G to C sharp. Yeah, that's true, because those are the notes that you can make on just the left hand, or any overtone in this range, as the right hand is used to perform the trill. Oh my gosh, we have to hear Ale do this. All right. That sounds like computer noises. That is so cool. Okay. All right. We gotta try. Okay, I gotta move here so you guys can see. Yo, that is so cool. I didn't know that you could do that. That is so cool. Okay, we got to stop there because I did see that the next thing is embouchures. So thank you, Ale, for sponsoring this portion of the stream. That was so fun, man. I totally went overtime, but that is entirely my own fault. Oh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, that just made my day. I love it. All right, we're back to this screen now. Okay, I wanted to catch up with the chat a little bit. What are we trying to learn? Well, we're trying to learn how to sound very creepy. Very creepy indeed. Yes, very creepy. I was asked a very interesting question. Someone wanted to interview me some time ago. And it was one of those like written blog interviews. And so they asked me what my thoughts were on modern music, contemporary music. And you could tell from the way that the question was asked, you knew exactly what kind of music they were talking about. They were talking about this kind of music, like the really creepy stuff. Oh, hi, John, Farmer John. How are you? I just saw you in the chat. So I was asked this question about what I thought about contemporary music. It's just so funny. You can tell exactly what the question was actually asking. And so I said, to be completely fair, okay, like let's be completely real here, okay? I love playing this type of music. Like, I love playing this kind of like really creepy sounding music that just like gives you the heebie-jeebies. And just like the fact that I can make the sounds and make something sound creepy is very powerful to me. Like, I feel very empowered. I feel very, I don't know, like having that kind of effect on someone feeling things is, dare I say it, rather intoxicating. That type of, power is, like fun. I don't know if that, makes me sound like a dominatrix or something, but I love playing it, but I don't actually necessarily like listening to it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't necessarily actually really like being just an audience member listening to it. Like, if I am an audience member listening to creepy flute music like this, I'm more so nerding out over how they're doing it. And I'm nerding out over like the fact that they can make those sounds. Like, I'm more being a nerd and thus enjoying what I hear, but mostly actually because I want to do it. Does that make sense? But like, would I choose to like just sit down and like, like with a cup of coffee listening to like creepy music, like for fun? No, I don't actually. And it's just yeah, flute dom. Yeah, basically. So yeah, right? You guys understand, right? Yeah. You like your modern music. Exactly. So your uni specialized in contemporary composition. My uni did too. My uni like kind of ended up specializing in contemporary composition because we had some fantastic composers on the staff as the professors. My professor, Dr. Bob, he also taught theory, and that's how I got to know him. He is one of those composers. And I got to play one of his weird pieces on the flute. It was great. He paid me, and it was a professional, it was a professional gig, So I got to play one of his weird pieces too. It's just that you don't it's really difficult, one, to find composers who want to write weird music like that. It's hard to be. And then at the same time, composers also, like those types of composers usually also feel it's very difficult to find a flutist who would be willing. We're usually flutists, we're usually all or nothing. Okay. We either really love doing this kind of creepy, weird stuff, or we hate it. There's no in between. As far as I know, and as far as I understand my friends, it's an all or nothing. You either love it or you hate it. Most people are not kind of middle of the road, they could or could not do it, Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jaden. It's very intriguing and it's very, very fun. It's so fun to be the person making those sounds. You guys know what I mean? I really love it. Lena, you make a good point. However, I wonder if some of the weirder music that, especially the ones that I like to play, they're so weird that they're not really things that will become classics. The closest that they would become is, what's that one that's really creepy? The Pierrot. Do you guys remember, for those of you who went to music school, do you guys remember learning about that one in music history? Is it Pierrot? What was it? The song, right? Schoenberg, Pierrot Lumiere, that one. I'm sorry, I'm saying it horribly wrong, guys. You guys remember the Schoenberg one? Just so that I don't get, copyright struck here, I will not play it for you guys on stream, but you guys can go look up Schoenberg's Pierrot Lumiere. And it is horrible. It's horrible to listen to. It's god awful, very creepy, you know, but like very cool. You know? Yeah, exactly. You guys studied that. Yeah. Here. Let's link the Wikipedia for page on it. There's a whole Wikipedia page on it. Here. I'm going to link it in the chat. You guys are probably going to see this like way after the fact that I'm saying this, but I've linked it in the chat for anyone who wants to, you know, take a look at it. And then you can look it up on YouTube. Looks like there's quite a few performances of it on YouTube, actually. So go and check that out. It's really creepy. Yeah. He went from tonality to atonality. Yep. So Saturday night, you also love the atonal stuff. I love the atonal stuff, man. It sounds so creepy. It's so cool. I think what I didn't really like was the you know, when it got into, okay, my friend Carrie reminded me of this recently, and I had completely forgotten about it. Do you guys remember like matrices in like atonal, post-tonal stuff? Do you guys remember that? I literally only remember the word matrices, and I remember it had a lot to do with numbers, and I can't remember at all how to do it. But do you guys remember that? You played 4 minutes and 33 seconds by John. Is it John Cage? Yeah, right. Guys, when you are on stream, you start to doubt everything you know. Yeah, it is John Cage. I was right. Okay. But yeah. I feel you on feeling stupid while doing this type of like really like post tonality, or in the case of 4 minutes and 33 seconds, no tonality music. There's at a certain point you do feel kind of dumb. So like when I was making the whatchamacallits, like when I was doing the recording, that's the word, when I was recording the takes for this piece that I was recording for Tomash back in May, I cannot even tell you how much, like, you know, there's that little seed of like feeling stupid, the stupid seed, you know, in your brain, and you really have to just own what you're doing completely. Like you have to be an actor, and you have to just take on the role like 200% of your energy. Like you cannot back down. You can't, like, you have to own it, you know, for it to work, you know. And so like, but if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I totally do have that kind of like seed of doubt in my mind of like, what am I doing? This is stupid, and everyone's going to think I'm insane, and my neighbors are going to think I'm possessed, which they probably do. Hello, Bob Builder. I'm guessing that is a play on Bob the Builder. Hello. I'm so glad that I could catch you here on stream. The stupid seed. Yeah, exactly. Andrew, hello. Hello. And Leon, hello. Oh, really interesting, Leon. You know what? The weird etudes that are like clearly like atonal, post-tonal stuff, they're actually my favorites. So I did say that today's stream was to memorize weird music. I actually think that is a better idea, Leon, than what I was originally going to do. I'm just going to tell you guys originally what I was going to do. I was going to memorize Path of Yaksha, which is an extended flute technique piece that was the background music for one of my mains in Genshin Impact. I am a dirty Xiao main now. I don't know if that means anything to any of you guys, but I play Genshin Impact on the regular, and when the character Xiao came out, his background music for his trailer featured such insane extended technique stuff, man. Like, it was so good. I was just nerding out like crazy over the flute part. Not that literally anyone else cared, because like if you look up covers of the Path of Yaksha background music, I think I'm the only person who does the flute part. It's so weird. So I originally wanted to actually memorize it because I hadn't memorized it. And I felt like the performance that I last put up, it was actually the second time I uploaded it. The first time was on my JAF video game covers channel. I know that a lot of you don't even know it exists, but I have a YouTube channel called JAF Video Game Covers. And I opened it because I felt like a lot of people here would not be interested in me covering video game music. But as it turns out, I decided to try and just post the Path of Yaksha video here on my main channel, and y'all loved it. Like, that has quite a few more views than my other stuff. So, but I was kind of like looking off of music to keep in time with the background music, with like the other tracks, but like I felt like it didn't have as much soul in it. Like, I didn't sell it as well as I would have liked. And I feel like if I memorize it, that would be really awesome. However, I feel like in terms of really weird music, the really weird flute etudes out there would be quite fun to try and memorize, actually. Have I heard of Honami by Will Offermans? I feel like I have. Ooh. Do I play Animal Crossing? You bet I do. Or at least I did. I did. I have the Animal Crossing Switch. It's upstairs. I do have it. I haven't played in a long time. My island probably has so many weeds, and my house probably is full of cockroaches. But someday I'll go back. Ooh, Pig Player. You literally got out of a book called Composing Music for Games. Yo, composing music for games is another art form all in it of itself. It's actually insane. It is actually insane. Yeah. If you guys want to learn more about how insane that music is, and you guys want to like go into like the really like, nerdy harmonic theory type of stuff in there, 8-Bit Music Theory here on YouTube makes some fantastic videos analyzing the heck out of video game music, and it is delightful. It is just, the nerd's absolute dream. I think there are some Kirby boss fights that are in like this kind of like weird odd meter. It's like, I think it's not just 7/8, but I think it like switches between different odd meters. And it just creates such a sense of unease because of that. Like, it's so great. It's amazing how they do that. Are you serious, Bob? You're Stanley? Are you serious? Hi, Stanley. I'm just gonna say Stanley worked on the IB. Do you remember the IB physics project. Do you remember that? Group 9, group 4, what was it called? Where we basically didn't see the light of day for most of the school year. And we did a horrible physics experiment that went completely wrong. And we submitted it anyway. Do you remember this? It was so bad. It was actually so bad. I don't even know how we passed. Did we even pass? I don't even know. Oh, that is insane. It's so nice to reconnect, man. And now you know what I do for a living now. This is what I do. I became a content creator. Is that weird? That must be so weird. Because people in high school didn't even know I played the flute. They had no idea I played the flute until I showed up playing the flute for a graduation. And that's how a lot of people found out that I played the flute. And then so when I got into music school, I was really excited. So I just burst into my English class and I was like, guys, I made it into music school. I made it in, right? And then legit, my friends looked at me and they were just like, why? I was like, what? Oh, I see. I didn't tell my friends that I went to orchestra rehearsal every Friday night and that, I think it was 3-4 times a year, something like that. We would have crazy weekend rehearsals and put on a concert and stuff like that. Saturday mornings was going to flute lessons. Every Saturday morning was going to flute lessons. So that, if you're wondering why I never showed up to parties or anything like that, because I don't know if you went to any of the parties, but I never showed up for parties or anything like that. Never hung out with anyone at school, because if I wasn't at school, I was doing music. Oh man, good times. Good times. Oh, what an insane ride it's been since high school. What an insane ride. And now this is what I'm doing for a living. Yeah, I was exactly, Sonic. I was the closet orchestra player. Yes, I was a closet flutist. And in fact, so my parents were asked, the school will ask your family to write a little blurb about you for them to read on stage as you are walking down the graduation stage to get your diploma, right? And so their blurb about me legit was, Joanna is a very hardworking student. Joanna is a very passionate flute player who spends her time writing physics labs. You couldn't get more true than that. That was exactly what happened in high school. Oh my gosh, you're right. I did put on a graduation recital. I forgot. You're right. I held it at my parents' church. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, people just didn't know. People now that I think back, I'm like, of course no one knew. I didn't tell anyone. Why would they know if I didn't tell them, or if I didn't play in the band, or if I didn't because I was not part of the music program at all at school. I was just, everything that I did with music was extracurricular, and I didn't tell any of my friends. Straight up never invited any of my friends to any of my orchestra rehearsals, concerts. Never invited anyone to my orchestra concerts, because we played a lot of music by Russian composers, which tends to be really heavy sounding. And I felt that it wasn't cool. I didn't think that my friends would think it was cool. So I didn't invite any of my friends to any of my concerts, because I didn't think that it was cool. So, yeah. Now that, like, I think back to my expectations back then. Like, I was 17, and I was like, my friends should be happy for me that I got into music school and stuff like that. Now I'm looking back going, nah, bruh. No, the way that they reacted was expected. Like, it's young Joanna who had the horrible expectations of people, completely unrealistic expectations. You guys can relate? Oh my gosh. Stanley, it is really good to have you in the chat here. This is crazy. Absolutely nuts. Okay. Now, what do you guys say? You know what? I'm going to put this up as a poll. I'm very conflicted right now because I don't know if I should do the, just memorize Path of Yaksha, or if I should take out an etude, like a weird etude, and memorize it in front of you guys. Like, go through the process of how I memorize it. I mean, like, we could go slightly less weird and do like Karg-Elert. Karg-Elert's pretty funky. And, I could go through my process of memorizing with you guys. So I am very torn. So I feel like I should be able to make a poll, but I don't know how to make a poll. So I'm just going to look it up on, online right now. How to make a YouTube live stream poll. There we go. How do you create a live poll? How to use YouTube live chat. Okay. It's in the create a poll. Okay. All right. Now these boomer eyes can't see it. Okay. What should I memorize? Path of Yaksha from video game Genshin. Oh, no. That's too many words. Genshin Impact. Or do I do Karg-Elert Etude? Let's do that. Okay, there it is. There's the poll. Please, guys, I would like to see how many people are watching. I would like to see 22 votes, or at least 20 votes, something like that. So even if you're lurking, guys, okay, even if you're lurking, can you pop into the chat and answer this poll of what I should do? Path of Yaksha or Karg-Elert Etude? Karg-Elert Etude is winning by a long mile right now. Okay, we got 10 votes in. Can we get a few more at least? Because that's about half of you guys who are currently watching right now. I feel like I want a bit more. So let's get, any lurkers out there? Can you like pop onto your phones and just answer the poll? You don't need to say anything in the chat. It's okay. It's fine. You don't need to say anything in the chat, okay, if you're just lurking. But just like, let me know if I should do Karg-Elert or Path of Yaksha. There's a few of you who want me to memorize Path of Yaksha. Okay, we got 14 votes. Okay. A couple more. Amir has a suggestion for Karg-Elert number 29. Oh my. Am I not a boomer? Thank you. I swear though, man, I'm getting I fat finger everything on Instagram. Oh my gosh. It is just insane. We have 16 votes. Okay. 17 votes. Okay. Clearly, I'm going to end the poll now. Clearly, Karg-Elert has won. So let's look at Karg-Elert number 29. I believe I can actually, let's see. Let's look this up, and then I'm going to, it should be on IMSLP. So Karg-Elert, IMSLP, flute. Yes, 30 caprices for flute solo. Yeah, and Amir is suggesting the 29th one. Thank you for taking the mental labor off of me and just telling me which one to do. That is actually fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to link this in the chat for you guys. It might not link properly though, so I'm going to turn it into a bit.ly link for y'all. And then you guys can follow along. I'm just not putting it up on screen, just, you know, to make sure that, because I'm still experimenting with like playing the flute on here, like playing more classical things on here, because I don't want to get demonetized. So for now, we'll have you guys follow along in a different tab, okay? Now, if it gets to a point where like I need to write on it and stuff like that, then I'll put it up on the screen. But for now, there it is. I'll just put up here that is Karg-Elert number 29. Okay, so you guys can follow along. I'm going to see what we have here. I have not played this in a very long time. So it essentially is maybe somewhat sight reading. Okay. Oh my. Oh, okay. Okay. So we've got here 6 sharps. Okay. And we are starting and ending with an F sharp major triad at least. Something like that. Yeah. So I'm going to guess we are in F sharp major. But we shall see how this goes. This is in the meter 616. And it gets really offset. Oh my God. Ooh. You know what? I take back what I said, and I think I do have to share this music with you guys. So I think what I will do, I think it's better if I have it up here. Okay, so I'm going to have it over here. And give me a second, guys. I am going to put this music on the screen. And, you know, we'll work on it together, basically. So maybe I can use this screen and we will, let's see. Window capture. This will be sheet music. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Sheet music. There it is. Okay. Well, oh wait, no, that's not the one I wanted to. There we go. Okay, let's try this and see what happens. Oh my goodness. We're gonna go nice and slow first and figure things out. So first of all, we need to write a few notes here. So I'm guessing we're in F sharp major. That's what I'm guessing, is that we're in F sharp major. And then we're in 616. And you can see these accents, right? The accents essentially give the feeling of grouping the notes in different, like, I think it'll give the effect of odd meters actually, because we have a group of, so we have group of 3, 3, 3, 3. It's, oh my gosh. I understand now. Okay. So 1, 2, da 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 dee, da 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 da. Why is it written this way? It is just in groups of 3, isn't it? See, sometimes you have to do this type of thing where you just like write this out yourself, and then that's a group of 6. Group of 6. Do any of you guys know why it's beamed this way if the accents are like this? Do you guys know? Because Lord on high, this is terrible. Do you guys know? Yeah. Was this your TMEA region etude for all states? Okay, this is interesting because you see how it's beamed like with 1 off, but when you play it, it's just in groups of 3. I think the entire way through it is in groups of 3. Okay, so it's actually in groups of 3. That's good to know. Okay, now I think we can do it slow. Give this a go. Michael is right. I need to do a bit of harmonics. And we need a stand. Elevator desk, activate! All right, cool. Put this over here. All right. We're sounding a bit clogged up today. Okay. I might need to just go with it. All right, let's try this nice and slow. Okay. All right. Oh no. Okay, I think I figured out why. I figured out why it's beamed this way. So each beamed group is a triad, but you accent it, but it's like all offset. So this first triad is, we'll put this in, okay. So this first triad is F sharp major. Sorry, that's so hard for you guys to read, but there, F sharp major. This one here is D augmented. right? Yeah, that's D augmented. Then this one is F sharp major again. This is D augmented again. So, by the way, if you guys are catching any mistakes, do let me know. I'm only human, so, you know, things happen. And then you can see that we're beamed in twos here, which means that let's look at the intervals. We're going from C sharp to G sharp. So that's a perfect fourth. This is a perfect fourth, perfect fourth, perfect fourth, perfect fourth. So it's perfect fourth all the way down. So P4s is what I will call it. We have a bunch of P4s going down. Let's look at the first note of each and see if it's anything interesting. We have C sharp, A, F natural, C sharp, A, F natural, which means that it's perfect fourths on F augmented. So what we're doing here right now, guys, is reverse engineering the piece, which makes it a lot easier to memorize. Because if you know what's going on, then you can actually memorize it as like, it's like memorizing words instead of memorizing letters. It makes a world of difference in terms of memorization. Okay, so we've now reverse engineered the first phrase. Let's play it slowly again and see what happens. Okay. Okay. I will now attempt not looking at it. So I'm gonna look over here because the music is right here. Like literally is right here in front of me. So I'm gonna look this way and see if I can recreate it. Oh, I did it. Oh, that's cool. Okay, one more time. Okay, so I need to get the accents down correct by the time I hit the perfect fourths. So I need to know that it is on the G sharps and the F naturals. Okay, G sharps and F naturals. No D's. Okay, I'm only gonna do the perfect fourths on their own right now. So. going to play D's in there because like this is not a typical, it's probably better if I use this microphone. This is not a typical thing that you will find in like whenever you are practicing technique. You will practice scales in perfect fourths, but you probably will not practice perfect fourths on F augmented triad. You know, like that's just not something you are going to practice. So when you like memorize the stuff or play this stuff, you have to essentially treat it like a new technique exercise that you're doing from scratch. It's like learning your scales from scratch again. Do you guys remember what that was like, learning your scales for the first time, and like how your fingers don't necessarily want to go to the next note that you want to, and you have to be very patient with it and do it over a long period of time, which is making me wonder if we should actually make this a project for the next few Hyperflute live streams. I think it might be pretty fun. Might be pretty darn fun. But yeah. Easiest way to remember the accents is the downbeat. Always on the downbeat. That's true. You are right. You are right. Have I played music from Hubert Laws? No, I haven't, but Hubert Laws is an amazing flutist. An absolutely amazing flutist. If you guys don't know who he is, I think he's just straight up hubertlaws.com, something like that. Look up Hubert Laws flute on Google and you'll get his website, and wow, what an amazing flutist. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna guess that the rest of this etude is very similar in that we need to find out what the triads are that we're working with, and if there are duples, they are probably a play on a certain triad. So my goodness. Okay, we're gonna practice this perfect fourths on F augmented triad a few more times. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. But you can still hear that I'm hesitating a bit because it's just such an odd fingering combination. Okay, getting more used to it. Okay, now let's try doing that whole phrase. Okay, so I'm still struggling a bit getting into the perfect fourths, so I think what I'll do is I will build it backwards from the perfect fourths. So I'm going to do the perfect fourths down and then do one triad before it and then just build backwards like that. So we'll do that again. Nope. C natural. Okay. Oh, I accented the C sharp. So your mind always has to think about what's coming up next. You can't let your mind rest. Okay, so now let's try adding a triad in front of it. Okay, that feels better. definitely feeling like it's rolling off of the fingers better. Here we go. I'm doing it in the wrong order, aren't I? So it's down for the F sharp major triad. Okay. Again. Okay, that felt good. We're gonna do that again. And then we'll try from the beginning because the first two triads just repeat. Okay. I am a little flat today, aren't I? Okay, so now let's start from the beginning. I think that was right. Let me know if that was right. Okay, that's feeling pretty good. That's feeling pretty good. I'm getting to the point where my brain is telling me that if I do it one more time, it'll be even better. And usually that is the point where you need to stop. Don't do that last time that your brain tells you to do that. Okay? So we're going to move on to the next phrase. Let's see. I just wanted to not have that written in there. Otherwise, I'll be confuzzled. Okay. I see Gary has seen the 6 sharps and has is now screaming and running out of the room. I will tell you that if you figure out the chords that are happening the way that I am, essentially the key signature is irrelevant. So, practice your chords, all right? Practice your chords. There's a lot of good books out there that guide you through them. So let's reverse engineer the next bit too. So this will be C sharp major. Then what's this? EAC is A minor. And then G, A, oh my goodness, I'm getting so confused. All right, I'm looking at the beamed ones. Okay, so we have G, G. Oh, it's just G. G, G, G sharp, D. Oh, is it? Wait. I wonder if this is a typo. Is this a typo, guys? Is this actually supposed to be a C? And I'm going to look at... This might actually be a C. No, I was right that it's C into the next line, but I skipped a line. Okay. So G, B flat, E is E flat, that is E flat major. Okay. E flat major. And then we have F sharp, B, D, which is, so B, D, F sharp is B minor. So that's B minor. And then we have, D sharp, A sharp, D sharp, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, D sharp minor, D sharp minor 7 is what this is. Yeah, because it is, that's D sharp minor plus a minor third on top, D sharp minor 7 into A, so D sharp, no, it's B sharp, D sharp, F sharp, which is, this is a diminished chord. It technically is B sharp, diminished 7. That's supposed to be a degree sign, but you know, we know what we're talking about here. So this is okay. All right. So we reverse engineered yet another phrase. Let's give this a go. Okay. One more time. All right. Is there any rhyme or reason to going from C sharp, A minor, C sharp, A minor, E, C sharp, A minor, E flat. What the heck is this harmonic progression though? E flat major. Okay. If we do the whole thing together. What do we make of that? see. Okay. If you look at the accented notes, that is essentially your melody, I guess. So we have, ooh, that is not thick enough. That is nowhere near thick enough. So if we have, so we have F sharp, A sharp, F sharp, A sharp, and then it goes to G sharp, F natural, G sharp, F natural. This bit here goes chromatically upward. G sharp, A natural, B flat, B natural to it does a whole step though into C sharp, and then A. But I guess because my question was, and just to make this a little clear, I'm gonna just uncircle these just so it's clear that we have a chromatic ascension up here. Yeah, I'm only gonna circle the chromatic ascension because that would explain why these chords are so dang random, right? Yeah. I think that essentially explains why these chords are so dang random. Because it needs to fit with this offset, the offset triads, but it needs to choose pitches that would create this upward chromatic ascension, which makes me feel like the other notes of the chord were filled in after the fact, after having this idea of like wanting this chromatic ascension upwards. Okay. Cool. Tamash, hello. Welcome. We did a poll and people wanted me to memorize this. So we're reverse engineering it right now so that I have something to memorize. And it's actually going pretty well. Okay. Let's do this. So almost remembered it. I was like, I'm already here. Do I go down to the F sharp? No. I go to the A natural and then I do a diminished chord going up. Okay. Nope, missed one. Okay. I mean, I kind of am playing it as a chord on the piano because that's actually how I learned music first. Yeah. I am actually already visualizing it. It's just that you have to memorize what is going on. Yeah. Mm. Okay, I keep forgetting to go to the G in the E flat major chord. So So let's try putting both phrases together. So I had a little bit of a pause there because I was like, what am I doing? But let's keep going. Okay, not bad. So I have the first two phrases memorized. Well, let's do it one more time. Okay, we got it. We continue reverse engineering this. Yeah. The other notes go chromatically with each other. Yeah. Yeah, they do. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's continue reverse engineering. So this is G, C, F. Ooh. Okay. Oh, they're perfect fits. Perfect fits. Perfect fits. Perfect fits. Okay. So it's a stack of perfect fits. Okay. So these are perfect fits. We need to see now these notes. So this C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Again, it is chromatically going up. But we've fitted perfect fits inside of it. That's why you'll see, like, you know, these notes are what? So these are half step apart, half step apart. That is very nice to remember. So when we change directions, we go a half step higher. That's very nice to remember. So these are half step up, going up a half step, going up a half step, going up a half step. Okay. So if I know that the first note is a C, that I know that it has to, or C sharp, that is. If I know that the first note is a C sharp, then I know that the note before it is a G sharp, because it has to be a perfect fifth above it. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. C natural to G, G sharp to D sharp. So these are perfect fourths. And what is the first note of each perfect fourth? C, G sharp, C natural, E sharp, G sharp. So this is a C augmented. So similar to the other one was a perfect fourths on F augmented. This is perfect fourths on C augmented. I think I'm going to put it here. Perfect fourths on C augmented. Okay. I think that's it for this part. Hey, Jane. Yeah. This definitely is like, if you were to read this as an actual chord, it would be, I think it would be an F major 7/9. F major 9, that is. Yeah. I think it would be. However, if you look at how it's actually constructed, I doubt that he constructed it as a chord. I think he constructed it more like this is the chromatic line that he wants to go forward, like melodically, and then he fit all these perfect fits around it. That's what I think is going on here. Okay, so we've reverse engineered this one. Let's play it. That is weird, man. That's weird. Okay, so okay. We'll try it without looking. Yeah. Okay. Under fifth before. Perfect fourths. I was right. Okay. See? Oh wait, no C sharp. That's where I got caught up. Okay. So. Okay. I'm essentially like piecing together what it is via how I've reverse engineered it. And then that way I have some sort of form to go by. Okay. Oh, perfect fifth above G is a D. Okay. Perfect fourth step. Okay. Well, I just got to do it a few more times nice and slow until my fingers start to get it. Yeah, okay. So, theoretically we know what's going on, but the finger sequencing is so weird that you need, like, I need to get my fingers to get used to it. Okay. You're sure he did these groupings to mess with the player's mind? Of course! It's an etude. Etudes are meant to mess with your mind. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I did not put the accents in the right place, but okay, I think I did it, and that was better than it was before. So. Oh, D natural. Okay. So the goal for today is to play through these first 3 phrases without looking. We got to do this one a few more times. I know I'm going over time a little bit, but we got to do this a few more times, and then I'm going to do the whole first 3 phrases. Okay. No. Accents in the wrong places, but more or less there. Yes, I moved the camera, Jane. I moved the camera right off to the side so that there'd be a little bit more dimension. I was watching some videos online about making your live stream and your videos look better. Okay. That is such a weird, finger sequencing there, man. That is so weird. Okay, a few more times. I'm getting used to the beginning part of it. Oh, you know what? Maybe what I should do is do the perfect fits down by itself. I should do it the same way I practiced the first, phrase. Okay. So, okay. Not a low register day for me. My goodness. I think I'm holding on to some tightness here today. And I'm trying to make sure to breathe more low, but I'm very shallow breathing today. Okay. Okay, that's feeling better now. So we'll add, I guess, one triad, or not triad, but one perfect fifth stack in front of it. Okay. I'll do. Okay. So we add a little bit before that. So we go C, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, G. I think, is that the one I'm adding? Yeah. So F sharp, G. No. Okay. Okay. I need to put the accents in the right place. Okay. Okay, my fingers are like very used to that downward perfect fits on C augmented now. Okay, we only have 2 more notes to add on top of this. So. Okay. All right. I'm at the point again where my brain is like, do it one more time and it'll be even better. And we're just going to say no to that. And we're going to now try to do the entire first 3 phrases all together to end off this stream. All right. Tomash, this is the Karg-Elert, Caprice number 29. Okay. So just to review, we have F sharp major, D augmented, perfect fourths on F augmented. Okay. Then the C sharp major, A minor, E flat major, sharp. Okay. Fits. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Count that as okay. Yeah, I was right. Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, for how random this is, that ain't bad. My brain was like, which part am I on now? Which part am I on now? Okay. Thank you. We're going to call that good so I can take my time saying goodbye to everyone. Let me pull up a chair. Let's go back to our sitting position. Pull up a chair. Oh. Okay, let's have this prepared for next time. Sorry, there we go. So that is prepared for next week. And let's go back to this position. Okay, not bad. Tone was suffering a little bit today because I think I didn't have my proper warm-up. I do a proper warm-up on video game tunes, actually, to get like a nice low register, middle register, high register going. I didn't do that today, and I did notice that my tone was getting better throughout the practice session, which was nice, but thought I would put that out there, that I am very aware that it wasn't my best playing. But now you guys can see my process of how to do this. Recommend listening to that's true. I think what I'm going to do is I will find a recording for all of us to listen to. I just won't put it up here on the stream, so we can avoid copyright strikes and stuff like that. And so we can all listen to it together on one of these streams. So I think we've all just created a project to do over the next few streams. What do you guys think? I think what I will do is maybe off stream, I will just keep, I think what I'll do is I'll add these 3 phrases to just as a quick little thing to review on my Twitch live streams. Because my concern is that if I don't go over these regularly, I'm going to forget it by next week. So if you guys want to catch me reviewing this throughout the week, I am on twitch.tv/justanotherflautist, FLAUTIST. I actually do own twitch.tv/justanotherflutist, but I lost the password because I actually had it from before Twitch bought justin.tv. That tells you how much of an old timer I am when it comes to live streaming. So, but yeah, unfortunately I lost the password to that one. So I'm at Just Another Flautist on Twitch. So if you guys want to, see me doing that, you're welcome to join on in. Otherwise, we will pick up with this next time, I think. This is really fun to do, like, at least as a segment. I feel like we did this for about, like almost an hour, something like that. So we could do this for like almost an hour next time. What do you guys think? Does that sound fun? Amy Porter has a little guide on this. I think what I would like to do is look up that guide after I'm done with it, because I want to compare and see what my process was like compared to her process. Yeah. Oh, man. Great. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. Let's see. Is there a good place in Discord to ask questions about playing the flute? Yes. So for those of you guys who don't know what Jaden is talking about, we actually do have a Discord server that was made by you guys from the Twitch community. So I believe if you just type in !Discord into the chat, my bot should actually spit out the link for you to join it. I think that honestly, you can ask those questions anywhere, even on just the general chat. You can ask those types of questions. Everyone will jump right in and have a lot of fun discussing things with you. Yeah. Join our Discord. Just type !Discord here. I'll do it. Oh, Amir did it. Okay, Amir was faster than me. There you go. That is the Discord invite link. So come on over, guys. It's a good time. If you want to lurk, you're very welcome to do that too. But yeah. Let's see. So Amir is saying that Amy Porter plays the etude at the end of the guide. Perfect. I think what we'll do is take a look at the guide after, because I think it's really interesting for you guys to see me dissecting something blind. So having not seen it before, dissecting it for the first time, and seeing what my process is to figure this stuff out. So I think that'll be really interesting for you guys. And also this is actually, I guess, kind of a test run to see how my practice streams will do here on YouTube. So, you guys made it happen. So, okay. I do want to thank Hyperflute once again for sponsoring today's stream. It was super fun. Honestly, I had such a great time today. It was really relaxing. And I hope you guys like the new camera angle. I really like it. I think this looks a lot more professional, like a lot more professional. I think weirdly enough, it's actually making the lighting look better too. So, yeah. Oh no, but you don't understand the dissection. It does require a lot of music theory knowledge. That is true. But anyway, I'm going off topic again. But yeah, thank you, Hyperflute. Thank you, Ale, for sponsoring, that little portion of the stream. I'm really excited to continue memorizing this in front of you guys. I think we'll make it a bit. You know what I mean? We'll make it like, depending on our time, we'll make it like a half hour to 45-minute bit. And then like maybe we can chat and talk about other things during the other times, like the other parts of the stream. How does that sound? Yeah? Does that sound good? Alrighty. I will see you guys next week. Same time. I believe it is the same time. 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Let me just double check. Yeah. October 17th, guys. I will see you again. And yeah, I love y'all so very much. Thank you for making this experience really relaxing for me too. You guys really make the vibe, in here. And I just want to thank you guys for being so kind and nerdy with me. And I love just being a nerd with you guys. It's just really fun. So everyone, please stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I shall see you guys. Well, I might see you tomorrow if you guys come over to Twitch. But if not, I'll see you guys next week. All right? Laters. Bye.